Right, that almost went off smooth tonight. Hallelujah. Look at that. Welcome, everybody.
Is my okay?
Day.
I had to check to make sure my mic was actually working because I hit the thing, and you know how it goes.
Oh, all too well, unfortunately. Yes. Yes.
Oh, man. Technical difficulties. Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, and then it doesn't help that I'm a hand talker, and yeah, it just smack things by accident.
Completely understand. Man, if people tied my hands behind my back, I'd be mute. That's it. Good talk. No talking here. Welcome everybody. As people are starting to slowly come on in here, appreciate everybody. How you guys doing tonight? You ready for this or what?
I'm ready. You know, I had my first day of school today, so that was
nice.
And yeah, I did like 10 homework assignments already. It's the super easy stuff, you know, introduction to class homework type stuff. But
yep.
So I think I've got a chapter to read and then a whole other class to do homework for. So
the journey has begun, though. So there we go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm ready for it. You know, it beats just working every day. Monotonous, same day is the same stuff, and you deal with the same nonsense. So
yep.
But at the same time, you know, bills have to get paid. So,
well, I have a job, and so I'll still be able to pay bills. I won't work as much, but at the same time, it's like when I'm done with school, I'll be making double what I was before I went into school.
Yeah.
So if I'm behind on anything, it shouldn't be too hard to get caught up.
There you go.
Hard work pays off.
Oh yeah.
Well, yes, exactly. What about you, Badel? I know you were complaining about the weather before we came live, but anything else going on with you?
I'm glad it's not raining during the day and only at night, because we had, I think, 6 days straight where it was just rain every day, rain every night. At least now the rain is kind of calmed down a little bit. I mean, we had, I think, 12 tornadoes within like an hour of me last Tuesday and Wednesday. And a lot of people are saying like we're like the new tornado alley. So I think Illinois,
that many tornadoes.
Illinois right now is leading in tornadoes, and I think as of Tuesday it was 220 plus.
Wow. Jeez.
And we had more on Wednesday. I mean, we had our boss actually shut us down for like an hour because there was one like a few miles south of us and one like 15 miles west of us heading our way. And he's like, all right, just, you know, go in the break room.
Hunker down. Yep.
If you hear the sirens, go to the bathroom where the shelter is.
You know what to do. Well, I'm glad you're still in one piece. You sent us the rain. It just hit us today. We're kind of glancing out the window. Yeah, raining as we speak right now here, but at least no tornadoes. Keep that crap, you know. Anyway, oh man. Well, welcome everybody. As always, we're here every Monday night for HODL the Line. We try and bring you some interesting information, crypto and economic, and sometimes AI and other kind of related. Today, we'll be talking a little bit about housing and how unaffordable it is for people like, you know, poor BC, you know, who's going to college and just trying to do better. Yeah, speaking of which, as a matter of fact, one of the articles we're going to look at is one of your local articles, isn't it, BC?
Oh, yeah. And it was kind of funny because I've brought it up a bunch with people like around in my area, and what the problem with housing is. And it's not just a local problem, it's a problem pretty much all around in America. And it's just kind of funny that the article popped up when it did. And I was like, you know what? We've discussed housing before, but we've never gone this in depth before. And I thought it made for a really good headline piece for the main part of the show. So I'm glad you agreed to it.
Yeah, no, of course. I even put together a PowerPoint. We're going to talk about the 5 best states in the United States, as far as affordability for housing is concerned. And of course, the 5 worst states. I'll let you, I probably should have put a poll. What do you think is in the top 5 worst states? Because I think that would be pretty easy to guess. But yeah, there we go. What do you guys think before we kick it off? Because we've got some crypto stuff to talk about as well. But before we kick it off, how about we go say hi to the chat? What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
All right, let's see. I know Jesse is here. He is. I'm like way back here. Jesse in the chat. And yeah, he was on the mobile version. Sorry, brother. It always defaults you. YouTube defaults you to that version. It's kind
so
of
weird.
Pain. Yeah, it's a pain. Let's see. All set. Hey, welcome, buddy. Appreciate you being here. Let's see. I don't want to miss anybody here. I'm trying to zip through here. He's talking to Jesse. Okay. Right here, we got Catherine Cunningham. Welcome. Appreciate you being here out on that mobile version. Let's see who else we got here. I thought I saw Andy pop in. There she is.
Yep, at the end.
Yes. Yeah, don't listen, Andy. Kidding. Love Andy. All right. I don't know. I say we kick it off because I think we're gonna get off on some tangents here today. So we better start.
Well, I found this one. I thought it was interesting. It's a super lighthearted article, but let's get into it. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Oh, there we go. So construction workers find gold stash estimated to be worth $10 million during renovations in Belgium. Construction workers in Belgium stumbled upon a stash of gold believed to be worth more than $10 million during renovation work on a building. Police said they were immediately contacted by the workers after they discovered a large quantity of gold while working on a building in the East Flemish town of, I don't even know how to say that.
Yeah. You nailed it.
The local police department posted a picture on its Facebook page of around 50 gold bars in a pile of gold coins. Belgium news outlets reported that the bars and coins were worth an estimated 9 million euros or $10.4 million and were found bricked in the cellar walls during the renovation of a house belonging to a charity. So, yeah. I just
that would be a nice surprise. I could deal with that, and like all says that, yeah, nice stash, man. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
And, come on, Andy.
No.
Zero chance. It
gets into the story. They say that the gold was inventoried and secured as quickly as possible in a high security vault belonging to the federal government services. And at the end of the story, they say it is not clear who is considered the legal owner of the trove and if anyone would get to keep it.
Yeah,
so
the government's got it now.
Yeah, so it sounds like these people, these good Samaritans, turned in this gold, and now the government's just like, thank you for the $10 million worth of gold. Yes. And if I'd been on that construction crew, we would have retired that day.
That's right. What money? What?
Yeah, what gold?
This almost seems like a poll. I don't know if you can do a poll, but like, would you call the cops? Would you keep it, or would you just notify the owner immediately and then see like what they would want to do? Because obviously, I mean, granted, it's a charity house or whatever, but there's still an owner of that. And
well, I think the charity was the owner, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, of the property. Yeah. But it's like, so does the charity get it? Was this someone else's before the charity bought the house? but like at the end of the day, there's going to be no way to really determine the legal ownership. So they just gave away their retirement.
Literally. And it's like people to this day, how many times if you're going through like X or something like that, people will be like, yeah, I got my gold buried in the backyard. Okay, great. Until you die or something. And then, yes, exactly.
And then the new owners, while they're digging it up and they find it, well, then it's the new owners. Like, you can't come back because you sold the house going, hey, I left gold in the backyard. Now that's mine. It's like, no, you sold the house.
Yep.
The property.
You know what probably happened? It was probably grandpa who stuffed it in there, hoarded it his whole life. He passed away. The kids were like, I don't want this house. Proof, sold the house. Charity bought it, renovating, and then, oh, surprise, surprise.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would just assume that ownership would pass along because it's part of the property.
Exactly.
But yeah, well, now the government the government of Belgium is $10 million richer because it's in a federal vault, and I doubt it's ever going to leave that federal vault.
Yep, I agree. 1,000%. 1,000%. Yeah.
The Belgian government will find some way to make it legally theirs.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like, well,
I mean, I don't know. I'm guessing that's what happened.
In America. I don't know how it is in Belgium, but they have possession, so now it's technically theirs. There's no title, there's no deed, there's no nothing. So
Yep. What's this? We found an old World War II PK, Walter PK. Okay, hidden in the wall of a. Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. And then this is my favorite part. It doesn't need to be registered because it's pre-World War II. And you don't need that. I think the only thing you would need is like a tax stamp if it's fully auto.
Wow.
And that's
but did you call the cops and let them possess it? Or did you just put it in a bag and say, you know what, this is what we have, this is what we found. Like, we ain't calling nobody.
No. The Second Amendment says shall not be infringed. This is mine now.
Yes, exactly.
Well, but that's in a different country, though. So
I mean, true. Well, I don't think they have a Second Amendment right over there.
No, I'm sure they don't. Oh man, I don't know. I wouldn't be. I like BC said. I'd be retired now. Like really retired now.
Exactly.
See, there you go.
Yeah. Well, I just didn't know it was a fully auto or not, because that's the era that all of these fully automatic guns were the thing. Where it was like, you know what? Screw aiming, just shoot a massive amount of bullets at them. It doesn't matter if you hit the target, if you obliterate the target. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
You were shooting at a target, now there's no more target. Job done.
Well, nowadays that would be considered like spray and pray, or
yes, exactly.
What is it? What's the other one? Where like kind of like cover fire, suppressive fire.
Yeah,
like either spray and pray, or
Yeah, but they invented the spray and pray. They were like, okay, here's a Tommy gun. It has 50 bullets. It doesn't aim very well. Just shoot in that direction.
Yeah. You'll hit something.
or you'll make them all cover.
Yes, duck and cover.
Either way wins.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
that was a good way to start. We got a good laugh out of that one.
The story that you shared, the link was no longer existent. So I found, I don't know what's up with the block, but I found another version of it. This is on Trezor, so we can go over this one. So fraudulent letters, Trezor, SafePal warning as 53,487 owners are exposed.
Yes, the SafePal is new. That just got released, I think, earlier today.
Yeah, today. So this is the most updated version.
Yes.
Scammers can use the leak information to send fake emails, make fake phone calls, and send fraudulent letters or potentially impersonate banks, crypto exchanges, or even Trezor. The hardware wallet manufacturer warned customers on August 13th, disclosing a breach at one of its shipping providers. SafePal leaked 39,798 users today, not keys, names, emails, and addresses. The analyst, who posts at Dealer DeFi, wrote on X 3 days later, "Your keys aren't the weak point. You are. To be clear,
Yes.
our systems were not compromised, and your Trezor device is secure." Putting the exposure at 11,742 customers whose addresses were leaked, plus 1,947 partially affected. We have some difficult news to share, the company wrote on X the same day, naming 7 affected countries and orders placed between May 10th and August 8th. You know, we've talked about it here before, that when it comes to security, it's not always the device. You are the weakest link.
Yep. Literally. Yes.
That's what I was saying, is like, you are the weakest link.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, I somebody broke down, like, I guess there was 9, either I think it was this first half of 2026, 9 of these type of breaches up to current, and 8 of the 9 had nothing to do with the technology itself. That's insane, but accurate. Hence the "you are the weakest link."
Yeah. And I mean, we did a whole, it was with Jimmy Jim. We did a whole episode on security. If you have not watched that, go back, check it out. There's a lot of useful information in there. We've got good links to things that can help you with your security, kind of take security out of your hands, because in a lot of these situations, all it takes is one slight piece of information. They send it from an address that looks pretty close to what Trezor would use. And then you click the link and boom, you're screwed. There goes all of your crypto. Crypto go bye-bye. And, you know, if you can prevent that with a simple, you know, 2-factor authentication device that is a hardware version instead of a software, you might as well just spend the $50.
Andy's saying there were 2 smart contract bugs. Smart contract bugs in hardware wallets. I'm not sure with regard to that. Put it in the chat, Andy, if I'm incorrect there. The only breach with regard to systems, as far as I know, is Coldcard, which we talked about last week, by the way. But BC brings up a good point, folks. Think about this. When you're ordering these devices and stuff, you know, you're using your home address. You probably shouldn't use your home address. You're using your name, your phone number. You probably shouldn't use that stuff, because again, these third-party providers are not necessarily as diligent as maybe these companies themselves might be. I mean, a lot of them don't even keep your information. Like, after the shipping's done, they destroy it, a lot of these companies. But these shipping providers have different rules that they need to follow. So, you know, if this stuff gets out, you're opening yourself up to wrench attacks, and that's something else we've talked about here. How many we showed, you know, especially if you're in France. France is like a mecca for wrench attacks these days with regard to crypto. So keep that in mind. And shout out to Shuby jumping on in. If you're on my channel, Shuby Buckets in the chat. And no, I thought you were talking about the hacks. Oh, no. We're talking, because that was Trezor wallet and SafePal, which SafePal was one I used to promote a while ago. I really think overall it's still a good hardware wallet, but obviously, like much like the Trezor, which again also a good hardware wallet, it's their shipping. You know, that's the leaks here at this point. So,
but has there also been issues with Trezor before, though?
Say again.
Hasn't there been an issue with the Trezor wallet before?
Not that I'm aware of.
What was the one that had like the back door after the newest update? I want to say like 2 years ago. Wasn't that Trezor?
No, that was Ledger. You're talking about Ledger Recover.
Okay.
Yeah, you're talking about Ledger Recover. That's why that's literally when I stopped promoting Ledger. Yep. Ledger Recover.
See, and this is why I don't really deal with any of these companies and just made one myself, you know?
And, yep. Dave Digital did a Simple Terms podcast this past Saturday. Check that out, folks. If there's an admin hanging out in the chat, drop that link, and that way people can go back and look at that. Appreciate that. But yeah, folks, you got to take control of your own security.
Mm-hmm.
You do. You got to be cognizant.
It's really not hard to make your own hardware wallet. And I've always been surprised that more people don't do it, because it allows you to literally add whatever crypto you want to add to your wallet. You can do that yourself. There are certain things that you're going to have to, you know, if there's updates like Ethereum updates all the time and stuff like that, you might have to do something to keep communication when you go forward, but it's not that hard. You know, a lot of these hardware wallets will do that all for you. That's why they're like updates that they send all the time, or like when ADA launched their night, you got to update to that and stuff. But if you're paying attention to what you own, it's really not that hard, you know?
Yep. Nope. There you go. Absolutely. Facts. Consider it, folks. Consider it.
It's
well,
I mean, especially if Dave Digital laid it all out for you, you know, you might as well just take the time, watch the episode, and just go out, buy a $10 hard drive, because you don't need a whole lot of data on the hard drive. You can buy like a 256 gigabyte hard drive and make your own hardware wallet.
Oh, those 256 drives are like a dime a dozen nowadays.
Yep. Yeah. They're super cheap.
It just depends. If it's used, you got to make sure, like, what the app is, or not the app, the program, where you can scan the hard drive to see, like, it's a potential life left.
Let's see. I'm finding the solid state drives. I want an actual hard drive. Let's see, because you can get an HHD for extremely cheap. Yeah, I mean, here's a thumbnail one, 256 for $40, but you can get smaller ones for way cheaper than that. Yeah, like here's one for 20. So I mean, $20 and make your own versus spending, you know, $50-$60 with one of these companies and your data being out there. Because I don't know a single company now, a big name company, no matter what sector you're in. You go Verizon's had tons of leaks, AT&T,
oh my goodness, yeah.
Like, you go with internet providers, all of the leaks. You go with websites, all of the leaks. Amazon has had leaks. PayPal has had leaks. Like, Google has had leaks. So I just take the one extra step and just do it yourself, you know. And that's what crypto is all about.
There you go. And thank you, Jesse. Shout out to Jesse. And listen, guys, if you're not following Jesse on X, man, you are missing out. He is everywhere. He's like that show. He's everywhere. That's Jesse, man. He's just killing it over there. Thank you for dropping that link for the Simple Terms podcast, Jesse. All right, listen, it's time to talk orange, man.
Oh, you know, it's not a crypto show if you don't talk about Trump at least some point in the show.
That's true.
So this one, you know, we talked about this the other day.
We did.
I zoomed in the wrong web page. There we go. So Trump media sued over Truth Social's $100,000 early access feed. The Intercept and Freedom of the Press sued President Donald Trump on Wednesday over Truth Social's Truth API service, arguing that selling faster access to the president's public statements violates the First and Fifth Amendments. The plaintiffs, represented by Crew and Yale Law School's Media Freedom and Information Access Clinic, are asking a federal court to block Trump and White House employees from participating in the service. Truth API gives paying customers faster access to posts from Trump and other prominent Truth Social accounts. Trump Media launched the service on August 1st after announcing it in July, targeting financial institutions and trading firms interested in potentially market-moving posts. Contracts for the service range from about $60,000 to $100,000 per month, according to Trump Media interim CEO Kevin McGurn. More than 10 customers, primarily high-frequency trading firms, have subscribed to the feed. The lawsuit argues that providing paying subscribers preferential access to official presidential announcements violates the First Amendment by denying equal access to public information. It also claims the arrangement violates the Fifth Amendment by imposing an unreasonable financial condition on access to government information. Trump has increasingly used Truth Social to announce government decisions involving areas including trade and foreign policy, make the timing of his posts potentially significant for financial markets. So, we covered this story when it first dropped, and I told y'all that we would have some follow-ups. And, I said that this was coming. I said that this is 100% illegal, that you are disseminating information at different rates based upon what someone is able to financially offer you. And you're restricting public information to a later access to non-paying individuals. That's illegal.
I agree. I don't like this. But their legal arguments to me are not necessarily, in my opinion, on the money. Because, okay, it is a sitting president's social media account, but it is not official government announcements. He may be talking about official government actions, but that could be the same as if he was doing it on X or Facebook or Twitch or whatever. The official announcements come from the White House.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, how many times has he said something on there before the government announces that they're going to be doing something? And that's the problem.
And exactly. And listen, and then the other piece, again, you don't have to pay for access to the government information. And here's the other piece. He's not always going to be the president.
Mm-mm.
So I don't know. I see it, that private entity argument there. Again, I don't agree. He shouldn't be charging. That's my stance. But my argument is the legal argument to me does not necessarily hold the water.
But I mean, this would hold if this was just Trump's posts. It's not just Trump's posts. It's a lot
that to me is what makes it. That to me is what makes it not hold water, because it isn't just Trump's posts; it's other influencers' posts. So if they liked me so much, they wanted to say, "Hey, you want Keith's post first? You're going to pay $100,000." I wish they would, but they don't. So, but you know what I'm saying? So that to me makes it even more where it's not like, okay, great. It's not just official government announcements. Do you see what I'm saying?
But so like that's just one part of it. Whereas it's like, but if you're restricting the flow of public information, sequestering it to paying members first and then disseminating it to the rest of the public, then you're kind of giving some people a leg up on the market.
And I was just going to make this point.
You don't, though.
The hell you don't.
You don't gotta pay anything for mainstream media. I can pull up NBC News right now.
And you think you're getting that? And you think you're getting that right as it's happening? Come on now. Those broadcast feeds are there because they have to comply by law to get the discussion, to get the happenings as they're coming out live. You ain't going to get it on your antenna rabbit ears. You're going to get it right here, and you're going to have to pay for it.
I think the biggest problem here is just that he's a government official, aka the president. If he wasn't the president that had firsthand knowledge of stuff, I don't feel it'd be that big of a problem.
Yeah, and it's like him and his inner circle of people that are obviously manipulating markets, and they're giving you first access to their manipulations. That's bullshit. And that's where it comes apart. That's why it's going to be deemed.
Okay, but scale it down on a different level, and not say the government.
It's wrong by all accounts. But I think they're going to win, or the people suing are going to lose the argument. I'm sorry, Badel. Go off. Go ahead, Badel.
No, I think I don't need to finish that.
Okay.
It's scaling it down to a smaller level that I don't know.
No,
it makes it like more understandable to me, but it may look other people look bad per se.
Like,
on the smaller level.
I 100% get why he's doing it.
Oh yeah.
But like at the same time, you can't see some of the most manipulated markets out there right now, not just by, right, left, Donald Trump, whatever. It's just like across the board. And now these people that are manipulating the markets are like, hey, we're going to let you in on our manipulations before we do it. Like 100% that's illegal. And you can use the First Amendment or the Fifth Amendment arguments, sure, whatever. But they might lose on that. But if you go back and you actually do this properly, there's no way that you wouldn't win the suit. And I feel like the First Amendment argument was, granted, a little weak. But if you did this from a different angle and you actually talked about insider trading, it's a hands down.
See, now that to me, now that to me makes more sense. That is an argument I'd say, yep, they're going to win that every day. But
you would have to have the SEC bring forth the case. And that's the biggest problem, is the SEC is in his pocket right now doing everything for crypto. So how do you get around all of this?
Yes. Mic drop right there. There you go. No, I agree. I mean, that would be the argument. That would be the best argument. Yes.
But you got to take it from one. You got to start the fight somehow. And I mean, if we're going to start with a First Amendment and a Fifth Amendment argument, fine, but like you're going to have to see more and more of these coming forward to attack it from every angle, because we can't just have 10 large trading groups being the most profitable trading groups in the entire world because they paid for the fastest access to market manipulation.
Yep.
And I feel like there's a bunch of companies that are trying to make money, and why would you spend $100,000 a month if you're not trying to make more than $100,000 a month?
Well, obviously, it's a pay-to-play scheme, but they're hoping that they're gonna win. They're gonna be making millions of dollars for their $100,000 worth of access.
Right.
Yes. And there you go. you're right. He can fluctuate markets. I mean,
Mhm.
no argument about any of that. And Tech Man, again, if you didn't hear me, I shouted you out, but people just mad because he's grabbing up all the okay, you almost got me there, buddy. Love Tech Man. Love Tech Man. Yeah, there's always gonna be, you know what?
as long as we allow it. I've talked about it before.
Yep.
The French Revolution had a really really good way about solving some of these problems.
Hey, at least the orange man is being honest and putting a price tag on it, unlike Pelosi.
Pelosi, that's funny. And yes, you're right. Some of them are really tough to listen to, Andy. No argument. Yeah, facts. Yeah, thank you, Tech Man. Oh boy, I don't know. I think we've beat that to death too at this point. But
well, now we got two other people to beat up. Now I'm sure you've heard of Gemini and the Winklevoss twins. The failed brothers that didn't start Facebook and got it stolen from them.
Yes.
Yeah. So cryptocurrency exchange Gemini reported a 37% year-over-year increase in the second quarter revenue to $45.5 million, while posting a $107.7 million net loss as exchange trading weekend. Exchange revenues fell 38% to $12.5 million as trading volume dropped to $3.8 billion from $11.3 billion, the company said on Thursday. Services revenue climbed 149% to $23.5 million, led by a 231% increase in credit card revenues to $16.2 million and a 50% rise in staking revenue to $4 million, including interest income. Service revenue and interest income totaled to $26 million. Meanwhile, transaction losses rose to $20.1 million from $3.6 million a year earlier, primarily due to a $16.1 million provision for credit losses tied to identity fraud event involving the credit card portfolio. Gemini said the elevated provision was concentrated among affected accounts and did not reflect broader deterioration in the portfolio. Operating expenses rose 24% year over year to $122.4 million, though they fell 15% from the first quarter as the company continued cost-cutting measures announced earlier this year. So a lot of up and down, but overall, it's like I said when we talked about Gemini a long time ago when they first rolled out their credit card, and I said that this was just kind of a money grab scheme for them to kind of balance out their massive losses. Hasn't really done anything, hasn't put a dent in anything, and actually they lost money on their credit card venture, which is wild. Like, how do you do that? How do you mess up a credit card service so bad that you lose money? The whole point, you're loaning money and people are paying you interest, so you get more money than you lent out, and you screwed it up.
Well, yes, I mean, but that was mostly due to that fraud that they ended up having to pay through the nose for the identity fraud, because I mean they're which kind of shocked me. I use a Gemini credit card, full disclosure. I promote it. I love it. I'm not even gonna lie. I actually love it. Get my Bitcoin back, and by the way, you can pick other cryptos as well, but I like to get the Bitcoin. Why not, right? So I was surprised that so much of their revenue, I'm going to go back and pull my notes here, because that it went up 231% in revenue from their credit card. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
That's like insane, And I don't know. I know like Piper and a bunch of people love the Coinbase credit card there to get the rewards and stuff. I'm happy. I'm not even jumping over there. I'm very happy with what I've had at Gemini. So, and I'm not alone, obviously. She actually likes Gemini. Last run they had an issue with one of the providers. They halted it and paid everybody back. Yeah, and that's part of what that. Yes, you're hitting on where they got some losses that they're reporting here. So,
but I mean, still, the whole point of having one of these exchanges is to make money.
Oh, no argument.
Coinbase makes money. BNB makes money. Kraken makes money. All of these other exchanges manage to run their exchange at a profit. You've got a few of the smaller ones that don't, and they're just hoping that they catch up, that they become a tier 1 exchange. You're the A1 that everyone wants to be. They're never going to get there. But Gemini has continuously always run at net negative. And I'm not sure how long they can keep running at a net negative before all of this crumbles down. You have your Gemini credit card, but you won't be able to use it. It'll be a cool piece of plastic as a reminder of what Gemini used to be,
Or are they just fudging the numbers to make it look like they're doing better than they actually are? And they're not losing.
I don't know if they want to do that. They got too many people looking over their shoulder, basically. Don't forget they're based out of New York.
You wouldn't be able to because of the fact that you've got credit cards involved with everything. You've got the federal government up your butt about everything that you're doing. Which, I mean, it's nice because they're fully transparent on a lot of it. I mean, they're more transparent than even Coinbase is.
Yes.
But at what point does that all fall down? Because you made $45.5 million, but that's less than half of what you lost. So at the end of the day, you're running at a deficit like worse than the U.S. government is.
Well, listen, seeing we're going into $40 trillion in debt here right now. Oh my goodness. And also saying, I think USDC now pays APY in BTC on Coinbase. I think you're correct.
Yeah, because
they can't look into that because I'm a Coinbase One member, and to me, my USDC is just paying me back in USDC.
It shouldn't be because they're not allowed to pay a yield. So that's how they got around it.
By paying BTC. I'm pretty sure you should check that.
I mean, my last USDC reward from parking it there was 4 days ago. So
I don't know.
I don't see an increase in my Bitcoin.
It could just be showing the dollar amount and not telling you what it's broken down, and you're just looking at the whole dollar amount go up.
No, but if you click on crypto and it pays you in BTC, it should add to your BTC balance. Well, my BTC balance isn't going up.
And I like this point by Andy right here, talking about Gemini. She says they're operating on non-trading revenue. You got to give them credit. Everyone else is taking your crypto and leveraging the shit out of it. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, they have to go to stay afloat. That's the thing. It's like it's no different than you giving your money to the bank and the bank leveraging the out of it to make sure that they stay profitable and that your money continues to exist.
There you go. And also it says you got to opt in for it there, Badel.
I figured as much.
Yeah,
I've heard about it until 5 minutes ago when you said something all of a sudden. I had no idea.
We all love you, Badel. We do.
Who else knew about Coinbase USDC rewards paying out in Bitcoin up until like 10 minutes ago?
They announced it a lot. They announced that they were going to do that a super long time ago. As soon as the U.S. government was like, hold on, you can't be paying out rewards on your stable coins. we're taking away yields because, you know, banks and stuff. That's immediately when they were like, you know what? Well, screw all that. We won't give you USDC. We'll just give you Bitcoin instead.
Okay, so that means that I shouldn't have to opt into it then, right?
Yeah.
So it should automatically be.
Well,
you gotta click the button.
You probably still got to opt in. It's like most of this other staking stuff. You got to opt into it. So
Yeah,
it's
well,
like,
99.9% of the emails I get, I just swipe and delete.
well, that's your fault.
I don't care if it's Coinbase, Crypto.com, Gemini,
So
whatever.
we got Tech Man in the chat, and then we got Untech Man over here in the corner.
Yeah, because like, what was it I think it was Friday or last Monday. I was like, don't tag me on X, because I click on that and I'm like,
yeah, you did say that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
So you notice I stopped now.
Thank you. I'm like, no.
His clicker's broken.
Oh my goodness. Oh man.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
But I mean, no, like, honestly, like, if they can't provide staking yields on USDC to pay back in USDC, why would you have to opt in? Wouldn't they just automatically convert?
Because maybe you don't want
If it's
BTC.
against the law or the rules or whatever, then they
Maybe
can't
you
do
don't
it.
want BTC. Maybe
For
you
what?
don't want to stake. I said maybe you don't want BTC. Maybe you don't want to stake your USDC. So you got to opt in to do it.
Yeah.
You think your USDC is automatically staked as long as you have some.
No, it used to be. It used to be automatically staked. Whatever USDC you held in your account was automatically earning you USDC because they were using your funds and staking them. Now, that is no longer the case. And you have to opt in.
Give you trading bonuses and you get 30.5% on USDC. If you don't get the membership yet, there you go.
I had the
Andy
Coinbase.
always got the facts, man.
I
I
get
love
like
it.
3.67% yield back on USDC.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, okay. So because I'm the member, it allows me to get around it, supposedly.
Membership has its privileges. There
There
you
we
go.
go. All right.
That's
So,
just like the last topics we were talking about, you know? 100 grand a
That's
month.
right. Membership has its privileges.
oh, goodness.
Oh God.
No,
All right, let's get
well,
into this because this last one is going to take a bit, I think.
Yep. So this one is local to me. And this is not just relevant to my local area. It is prevalent throughout the United States. But I won't get into the actual story of the person, kind of just facing it all out. But here we've got some breakdowns of the data. The sale price of individual homes has on average at least doubled in every zip code in the Lincoln metro area over the past 20 years, according to the House Price Index, a federal measure tracking prices of single-family homes. The county's median household income, adjusted for 2024 inflation, has slightly declined since 2000. Meanwhile, the median value house rose about 43%. It does get into, where was it? Here we go. So this guy's father, who bought his first house at 21, has a hard time understanding why his son is struggling. And the Lincoln residential area landscape is markedly different than 20 years ago. In 2005, the city approved 958 detached single-family home permits, but construction, already on the decline, took a hit after the 2008 financial crisis. Last year, the city approved 530 detached single-family home permits, a 44% decrease to 2005. Meanwhile, apartment permits after the initial dip began to climb post-crisis. Last year, the city issued 1,181 multifamily permits compared to 192 in 2005. Permits for townhouses and duplexes, pitched as a cheaper home ownership option, lagged behind both. Some of the pressures on new home buyers can be traced back to the single-family supply issue. Housing is meant to be a continuum, he said, starting with renters who become first-time home buyers, and then homeowners who then move up, purchase after they've gained equity. If you have any sort of barrier or shortage in any one of those areas, it causes a bottleneck. People can't move on and move through. And this is something similar, this kind of breaks it on down to the areas that are kind of really the worst here, where the ratios are extremely high, based on like your rentals versus the single family homes that they're building. I'm in one of those really, really bad areas way down here in the corner. But, this is a problem we've seen not just in my city, but also all around the country. And Absolutely. It's a problem I've beat up over and over and over again. Whereas it used to be the thing where it's like, okay, we're a new family and we're buying 1,000 square foot home. It's got a bedroom, and we've got a newborn child, and the child's crib is in the bedroom with us. We've got a small little living room, and we've got a kitchen that you're basically eating right where you cooked the foods.
Yep.
And
it's scary.
It's a starter home, That's what it was meant for. You build some equity, and then, our child's a little bit older now. We're looking at having another child. Now it's time to upgrade our home. And now you have a home that's got some equity, and you can go get the bigger home. But guess what? They're not building anymore. They're not building those homes. They're not building single-family homes anymore. They're building thousands and thousands of apartments all over the country, and they have now. That's a big part of why these single-family homes that do exist are just doubling and tripling in value depending on where you are, because they're not building them. It's like, you live in New York City. Good luck. You're not, that's understandable. You're going to get an apartment. But, you live in Michigan. Okay, they've got a bunch of apartments here, but they're not building any homes. So now you've got a bunch of people that are like 35 years old, stuck in an apartment and never really able to dip their toe into the housing market.
Yep. It's just unaffordable to do so. I want to just shout out a couple of people that have come in. Dave Digital coming in, lurking, and having some tamales and air fried potatoes. I love air fryers. Man, they're so versatile. Unbelievable. Welcome, Dave Digital. And we were talking about your this past Saturday's simple terms. So, and Steve Hickey in the house. Welcome, sir. Appreciate you being here. Yes. I saw you highlighted at BC, but let's bring it up right now. Absolutely right. Tech man on the money.
And I just want to say this, I understand it, kind of, not really, but BC, you may not remember, when duplexes started becoming a thing. Then there was quadplexes, and granted, there was apartments at the time, but then everybody's like, well, forget the duplexes and quadplexes. Let's just build apartment buildings. Mm-hmm. But it's here where I'm at. There's a 4-unit apartment building behind me, and they're 1 bedroom, 1 bath. Almost like a studio, but a little bit bigger. And they're anywhere from $800 to $1,000 a month. To my left, there's 2 bedroom, 1 bath apartments that are $1,000 to $1,300 a month. And I have a 5 bedroom, 3 full bath house with a 2-car detached garage with a yard that I have to maintain for $1,400 to $1,500 a month.
I know.
And it's okay, if these people can afford $1,200, maybe $1,300 a month for a 2 bedroom, 1 bath, and they've been paying it for years because every year, the rent goes up. Okay, I get it. They may not have the financial means to save enough to get a deposit, but that's where not FHA, but the first time home buyers loan and ag loans and all that come into effect to help people get loans. But the bank still looks at it and go, well, can you really afford $200 more a month?
Yeah, and that's the thing, is the bank is the one that's shutting down a lot of these things.
Yeah.
Where it's like, for the mortgage that we have, you know, it's like, I think it's like 16. But for 16, you know, you can get a nice 2-bed apartment here. But at the same time, if you go to get the mortgage, they're like, well, we want you to have 5 times the income.
Yes.
Whereas if I go to the apartment, they're like, well, you just need 3 times. Well, I guess I'm stuck at 3 times the income because I'm not going to make $120,000 a year.
Yeah.
And that's where
I ran into that during the pandemic. You know, I was self-employed making 150 to 180K a year. Granted, a lot of it wasn't really taxed, but I had income that proved it. And they're like, well, your credit score is not good enough. So I hired somebody to improve my credit score, you know, got my credit score up. Oh, well, now we raised the credit limit up to this.
Yep.
Met that. And they're like, oh, okay, well, now the credit score is this. Okay, I'm at that. And I'm like, you know what? After like 5 years of fighting with you guys, like, I should have just bought the house outright in cash. But then, you know, how many red flags would that show up? Well, oh, you just bought a $150,000 house in cash. You know, and it's like, come on, like, no matter what you do, it's never good enough.
But like, here's the thing, you know what would drive down housing prices significantly? And yes, some people are gonna take a hit, but like, your home price doubling in 20 years is absolutely freaking outrageous. You know, if you just started building some nice small single family homes again, maybe nothing crazy, you know, that I know Andrea brought it up in one of her comments.
Yeah,
but like,
I
zoning is a big problem in a lot of these places. Your zoning board gets certain kickbacks from certain companies. It's super easy and low cost for them to build an apartment complex as opposed to building a home. You're also you're lot restricted. So like here, you have to have a 1/4 acre, and the house can only take up I think it's like 60% of the lot. So if you have a 1/2 acre lot, you have to build a massive home. Why? Why does it need to take up 60% of the lot? That makes 0 sense.
A lot of things that are laws make 0 sense. And I'm glad that Andy brought that up, and that's why I had highlighted it, because I wanted to bring it up. Thank you for talking about that, BC, because when I'm going to bring up that PowerPoint I put together to go over the 5 top, 5 bottom, and it's telling, because a number of the key factors for certain things is these restrictions that are basically regulating construction or stopping construction. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
all right,
it's
sorry,
wild, because we when we were having the conversation about this, I was actually really wondering, it's like, how much of this is just poor regulation, and then how much of this is just, you know, well, it's more expensive to live there, you know? And it seems like a lot of it is just poor regulation.
Yep, it absolutely is. Now, what I did was the top 5 best places, bottom 5 worst places. And it's funny. I'm curious. You guys want to take Badel just walked away. But I was going to say, you guys want. Oh, there he is. You guys want to take a gander at the? Here you go. Top worst place, top best place. I give you the first ones. You want to take a shot at the other 4 worst places?
I think you had said in our chat, but you know, I'm pretty sure California is really high on that list.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe Michigan. I'm gonna
have to say Illinois got to be in that bottom 5.
Nope.
Just because of the taxation.
No.
Because again, this is housing affordability. So median income versus the pricing of houses. So let's take a look at this. Obviously, New York, They came in 51st, and I know 50 states, right? But this
DC.
information that I'm highlighting here is from Realtor.com, and they take into account the District of Columbia, which is why there's 51. So New York, F, because they give grades A through F. The median house price there is 66,000. 66. Wow. 668,000, 66,000. Wouldn't that be great? 173 bucks. And that, according to income, is 55.2% of someone's income. Key factors. Now, this is what makes it in the worst category: severe underbuilding relative to demand and worst price to income ratio in the nation. So I know you love New York and you love Mandami, but I'm sorry, he's really screwing New York there. BC.
Oh yeah. Well, I told you these rent freezes are gonna fix everything now.
They are, yes. And while we're here, because I wanted to give you the comparison on the first slide, and then we'll go through the others. Indiana came out on top. Okay, number 1 in the country. A grade, 295, 810 for the average price, so only 28.3% of the median income. Key factors for it being in the top of the list is best in the nation for affordability and home building. That was part of the key. They're building there, and robust construction activity. So they basically, the government has given the ability for these contractors to do what you need to do, right, to get these new houses into the market. Now, California, there you go.
We had a few guesses. We had a few guesses here.
I'm sorry.
I don't think any of these are on the list for the worst.
They are not on either list. No.
Yeah, I'm sure Arkansas is doing on the better side, if anything. Mississippi, Louisiana, I get I would suppose that there's probably some pretty cheap housing there, but also, they've got lower income, so I'm not sure how that would all pay out.
Yeah.
That whole Indiana thing has me crazy because I've been to probably 60, maybe 70% of Indiana, and you get off the highway and all these cities and towns are literally like ghost towns. It's all run down. The weeds and the trees are growing through buildings. Yeah, you can buy a house for 20 or 30 grand.
Well, and that's what I'm saying right there. That's why your average home price is under $300K.
What used to be a town, not what is a town. It's, oh, look, all my neighbors are abandoned buildings that are trees growing through them. Like, cool. Maybe that's why it's.
I doubt it's that bad. I doubt it's that bad.
And it's like
I've been to a lot of towns
sure there are areas like that and areas that are well built. And
I mean, it's probably been 10 to 15 years since I've been through Indiana, but there was towns you'd go through where there were street lights that didn't even work anymore because the town didn't have power, in that area, because everything was just so run down. You drive down the highways, there's the big tall walls to stop the sound from the highways, but as soon as those walls stop, you look over, and it's a bunch of rundown houses and buildings. It's
if we got anybody watching,
they're worried about the sound. They don't want you to see how dilapidated that state is.
Like I said, if we got anybody here from Indiana, go ahead, put it in the chat. Let us know if it's still that bad. Again, next on the list of worst, California. I know, no big surprise there. F grade, median home price. Look at this, $875,000. It will cost you over 46% of your income to be able to get a house there. That's insane. Obviously, high prices and restrictive zoning policies are the primary reasons that this is number 2 on the list. No big surprise. All right, here we go. Next one on the list, Hawaii. I mean, this didn't surprise me. It's an island, right? F grade, Another one, $839,000 average price, almost 40% of your income. High prices, and again, restrictive zoning policies. And, you know, assuming they don't decide to just burn it all down with an energy weapon or whatever, and leave Oprah's house. But anyway, I'm not going to get my tinfoil hat going any more than that. Either you,
the lasers burn down the houses so the rich can buy them.
That's right. Any of you guys surprised about Hawaii? Either of you guys?
Yeah. I honestly didn't. I hadn't even thought about it, but like it is an island, so
yes. Well, now this one did not surprise me because again, I'm from New England, originally from Massachusetts. So yeah, this did not surprise me whatsoever.
This one did. This one surprised me, but I'm also not an East Coast person, so
yeah. Well, anyway, basically $750,000 average home price, and almost 37% of your income. High prices, obviously, and structural challenges prevent affordability for a lot of the restrictions in a lot of these towns. And if you're going to try and do any kind of building inside of one of the cities up this way, forget about it. Unless you're able to grease some serious palms. That's all I'm saying.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. And look, Massachusetts' next door neighbor, Rhode Island, again, doesn't surprise me. The smallest state in the union, they have some horrible policies. Grew up in Rhode Island and Massachusetts, and this again totally did not surprise me. $525,000 average price, so about 35% of your income. And yeah, severe issues obviously with the cost of housing, again because of the restrictions in those areas. I can speak to that direct, and lack of new housing. Obviously they're not doing any new construction there. It just again, well, give it to me, you know what I'm saying?
And then I do know about the rental situation in Rhode Island. It's absolutely atrocious as well, because they have they have older apartments there, but they don't get refurbished. They don't build new apartments either. And so like there was a dude that does like a whole worst apartment thing and puts them on blast on the internet. And there was a bunch of them out on that East Coast in areas like Massachusetts and Rhode Island, where they're just getting blasted for dilapidated apartments. And then it turns out that like these apartment owners are actually on the zoning boards.
Yes.
I'm like, what is this?
Well,
like, that should be illegal.
A lot of things that up in this area should be illegal, but it's again, it's hard to believe that like Massachusetts was like one of the birthplaces of this country, because it is so far removed from the ideals of this country. It's insane. It's insane. Prove me wrong. Anyway, and that rounded that out. So back to Indiana. And I gave you these stats already, so you've already seen this. Next is Iowa. A rating, 279.9, so say 280 grand, 27% of your income, high affordability scores, and steady construction activity. Again, lack of restrictions, you're building the houses, prices are going to go down, affordability is better.
I don't know. I just couldn't be a Hawkeyes fan.
Well, you got to decide. Wait,
when it comes down to money, come on.
Maybe you want this next one, South Carolina. Maybe on the East Coast in the Carolinas. A grade, basically say 390,000, 39%, but they have a strong balance between the prices. Obviously, that's not a bad price, all things being equal nationwide, right? And they have lots of new construction in the Carolinas. Lots of.
Well, yeah, because the hurricanes come and destroy a lot of. You always got to build new.
Badel over here like
destroyed, right? Like, come on.
He's like, you know that silver lining? Let's actually just color it in black.
Yeah, we'll color that right in. Now, does this one surprise anybody? This did not surprise me,
No,
although I was
not at all.
surprised that it was this. I kind of expected it to be up in that like number 2 category, but no, Texas here on number 4, and A rating 425,000 average, 33.9, so 34%. Lots of new construction and activity that helps maintain it. So again, positive building environment for these construction companies overall. And last but not least, rounding out the top 5, North Carolina. So get those hurricane windows in, and you are good to go, baby. 415,000, 34%. Again, significant construction. Notice that all the best ones have construction. It's about the construction of the new housing that helps to create the affordability in that area. Now, I don't know, BC. I see there's been a lot of comments. Is there any we gotta highlight?
I mean,
I do have a question though about the construction, about all the better states. Are those states that have unions or don't have unions?
I didn't go looking that up, but I gotta believe it's probably some combination of both. That probably not union requirement like they are in Massachusetts and Rhode Island.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, because that drives down the price. Like, say a union carpenter makes 65 bucks an hour, as a non-union carpenter may charge 30, maybe 40 bucks an hour.
Yeah, I mean,
when building a house, 20 bucks an hour, that's a lot of money.
I can kind of speak for Iowa. It's like here, it's like a mixed. So like you can choose to be part of a union or you can choose not to be. And so there's a lot of mixed construction. Like the electrician might have been unionized, but like you don't have a union that's putting up the walls, you know.
Yeah,
so like it helps out across the board, you know.
Yeah,
So,
that's how Illinois is. Like Illinois is just kind of controlled by Chicago. Chicago's controlled by the unions, but you get out here by me, and it's like a lot of the union people that live out by me, they work in the city because they make good money there, but they live out here for cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
But like a lot of the people that retire from the union start their own companies out here and work local.
There you go. No unions in Texas.
40 to 50% less than the unions do, and they're still making bank because they don't have to drive an hour and a half to work. They drive 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
And you know, Andy, I didn't go obviously delving into this question. She's asking about healthcare in the areas. I can tell you from knowledge at the Massachusetts, Rhode Island areas, honestly, stupendous healthcare. Not even gonna lie. I mean, top notch healthcare.
I know Iowa's got decent healthcare for one of the best places. It's got decent healthcare. I know we've got some top ranked hospitals in Omaha here in Nebraska because it's like center of the United States.
Yep. So, I mean, yeah, they might be at the bottom of affordability, at least for the like Mass, Rhode Island. But if you're looking at it from that angle, well, maybe you try to move here because you got top-notch healthcare.
That's where all the tax dollars go to, right? How were the roads? You know, like maybe they put more of the tax dollars to healthcare rather than the roads.
Please, they go fishing in the potholes. What are you talking about? It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, Houston healthcare, world renowned. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
They got a really good, I think, cancer center down there, right?
Yeah.
Like just kind of like not just a specific cancer, just cancer in general.
But there's a few renowned ones that are littered throughout the country. So like if you're on the East Coast, it's like Johns Hopkins. There's one that's up in what was it? Like Green Bay area. What is that?
Yeah, that's where my mom went to.
Mm-hmm.
But I was thinking Johns Hopkins, but maybe that was like the doctor that sent her there.
Oh,
I don't know. Like it's one of those, like, when you get diagnosed with stage 4 cancer and you hear it from somebody else, it's like, oh, this doctor, this hospital, this doctor, that hospital. It's like, okay. Then after many years, we're like, okay, yeah, I remember the names, but which one was it? I don't know. But,
Yep. And good point here, Tech Man. Yep. Energy grid, definitely a consideration. Energy pricing, because up in the Northeast, oh my God, that's all I got to say about that. You need a separate job just for that.
Sounds just as bad as California's energy problems.
Yep. No doubt. But so that's pretty much it, folks. That's what we got. I mean, hopefully you live in an area of the country that you're happy with. But now if you're otherwise unhappy, you know what at least the top 5 are. You know,
now I just got to work on convincing someone else to move.
There it is. Oh man, that's awesome.
hey,
Oh,
my girlfriend's ready to go to Tennessee.
Oh, there you go. It wasn't on
gonna
the
go
list.
move with Shuby. Gotta go move to
First thing,
Shuby.
I was like, yeah, the only thing that's stopping me is my kids.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, and hey, Texas always gets high marks from people, even if they don't live there.
I loved living in Texas when I was working in the oil field, fresh out of high school.
There you go. And I'm glad. Yeah, no doubt, Dave Digital. No doubt. Well, that's what we got, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Tried to put out some good information for you and kind of, diversify it around a little bit today. Have a little fun in the process. BC, I know you're just starting school, but anything you got any updates? Anything about Piper Academy? Any of that stuff? Yeah.
No, I'm just trying to see what my schedule is going to be like first. I'm still working on the fine points of how I want to do the show. And then once I kind of get comfortable with the schedule and see where I could put the show in my early mornings, then I'll start rolling that out. Gotcha.
Well, good luck with school. I'm sure you'll do great, of course. What about you, Badel? Anything going on you want to tell the peeps?
Just been 3D printing some stuff that works. Trying to work on getting the quality a little bit better. Testing and tuning. I want to start putting some time lapses out there. Like maybe do like 4 or 5 time lapses and a little short for like 2.5 minutes.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. And here you go, BC. I don't know if you saw Dave's comment.
Oh, no. I mean, because I'd be in school when Piper goes live.
There you go.
I'm literally sitting in I'm sitting in a lab. I'll be sitting in a lab working on like either DC or AC principles.
There it is. There it is. And yeah, what Tech Man said, smack up that like button. Smack it up. All right. Listen, quick update for me. Jar and I are not live tomorrow night. We're taking this week off. So please be aware of that. I'm going to try to put a video together before tomorrow night and drop it in that spot just to give you guys something Matrix Money inspired. And then, of course, Friday night, as always, 7 p.m. Eastern time for Crypto on the Rocks. So that's it. I say, wow, we went pretty long today, guys.
Yeah.
I say it's time to dance our way out of this.
Oh, definitely.
All right, everybody. We're back next Monday night, 7 p.m. Have a good week, and we'll see you again next week. Take care.
See you at the next one.
Yeah. Screens glow. Timeline scream. Same fear, different day. Lock in. Huddle the line. Don't blink, don't fold. Hands stay steady when the stories get old. Charts go wild, but the base is fine. Mindset, grounded, battle calm. BC breaking down the noise. Hold the line. Yeah, we ride that grind through the fear, through the foot, through the echo chamber signs. They panic, sell. We design the climb. Hold the line. Yeah. Hold the line. Old school. charts in a new age storm. Seen cycles born, seen cycles torn. Zoomed out vision, long-term frame. While the feed chases candles, he studies the game. Macro whispers, history rhymes. Patience weaponized over time. No panic button, no rush to speak. Just facts.